Boleh nampak skrin cikgu tak?
Boleh.
Okay. Gravitation. This is a new topic for you. This is SSM syllabus tinggal. Form 4 syllabus. Okay. But we plan this one for Form 5 for you on Form 5 lah. Because you are doing GCSE. Okay. But we have more time. So what do you, okay, you have watched the video. Have you watched the video? The assignment?
Dah, tapi tak habis lagi.
Dah tengok dah?
Dah.
Okay, have you answered the quiz? Dah jawab quiz dah?
Belum
Not yet.
lagi.
Not yet, okay. So actually, okay, usually for my class, I prefer you to go to the assignment first. Then we will have class. Because for online class like this, I prefer you to watch the video first or read the material first lah so that we can discuss. Tak adalah jadi one way learning kan. Sekejap Mama nak pergi school ke? Mama pergi school, hantar pergi school tak nak school, Mama duduk kat sana. Pergi. Nanti Mama hantar pergi school nanti. Pergi sana. Ni ambil ni. Mama nak pergi school. Tak nak school dah. Diam. Okay. Okay, so we are going to answer this question throughout the class. Okay, so number 1, what are Newton's universal law of gravitation? Okay, and then we will look at Kepler's laws. Okay, number 2, we'll look at why we need to know the values of gravitational acceleration, and then we will look at satellites. Okay. So these are the learning outcomes. So make sure when we have done the gravitation topic, when we finish the topic, you should be able to do this 4. Make sure you, okay, at the end of the topic, you will be able to state what is Newton's universal law of gravitation. Okay, and you can write the law. And then you will be able to explain Kepler's law. And then make sure also you can explain about satellites or orbiting, and then you can solve problems. If you cannot do one of these, you have to revisit again this topic. Okay. So look at this. Okay, this is a satellite. Okay. Right. Why are these satellites able to revolve in their respective orbits? Okay. I believe that you know what is a satellite, and you have seen one. Maybe in the encyclopedia or documentary. Mama, okay. What is Malaysia's satellite? Do you know the name of Malaysia's satellite? No. Kesian you all, boleh dengar ke suara saya ni? Okay, apa nama satelit Malaysia? Anyone knows? Pernah dengar tak masa sekolah rendah ke the name of...
Niasat cikgu.
Betul? Okay, adalah yang tahu kan? Adalah orang yang dengar ni. Okay, there are various types of man-made satellites, okay? And they have a few ways revolving in their orbits, okay? Ada yang geostationary orbits, ada yang non-geostationary orbits. And we will learn why some of them are geostationary, why some are not. What is the meaning of geostationary? Ke ada yang dah tahu dah? Okay, itu kita akan tengoklah nanti Okay, and then why do we have satellites? Okay. Ya, Kak. Okay, satellites are invented for three purposes. For communication purposes, for weather forecasts and earth observations. Okay. GPS yang your parents ataupun kakak awak ke abang awak gunakan GPS, tahu kan? GPS to locate where you are, where you are going to. So itu GPS pun kita gunakan satellites. Okay. Right. So who is this? Anyone? Dah baca, dah tengok? So this is Islamic scholar, Muslim scholar. Okay, nama dia Ibnu Al-Haytham. Okay, right. Selalu orang sebut tentang siapa nama Newton ni, Newton kan? Dan Newton ni korang kiranya Mr. Newton ni dia nampak apa? Apple jatuh apa semua kan? And then dia dapat idea. Ya. Dan dia dapat idea tentang hukum graviti ni. Tapi sebenarnya di sebaliknya ada Ibnu Al-Haytham Ibnu Al-Haytham wrote about gravity way before Newton. Okay. So actually Isaac Newton ni have some ideas about gravitation from his idea, from Ibn Haytham's idea. So this is Ibn Haytham Okay. Nak bagi tahu kat you all macam tu sebab apa kadang-kadang kita ni ditipu banyak lah kan. Sebenarnya Islam dah lebih awal lagi, cuma ilmu-ilmu tu dah dicedok dan dah dilenyapkan kan. Jadi mereka kata daripada mereka. Okay, anyway, it is said in 1667, scientist Isaac Newton observed an apple which fell, and then from that experience, he found force of attraction. Okay, force of attraction exists between the earth and the apple, and also earth and the moon. Okay, and we learn about spacecraft. Okay. Right, so if you look at the video, so you should do this one. I ask you to find some information about this. Okay. A person who jumps up will return to the ground. Okay, you have experienced this. And in fact, kalau sekarang awak lompat pun, you will obviously return. You will definitely return to the ground. Okay. What force causes the person to return to the ground?
Gravitational force.
Okay. Gravitational force. Betul? Okay, semua setuju? Okay, thank you. Siapa yang jawab tu?
Saya.
Okay, bagus saya. Okay. Iman ke Farah tu? Okay, now look at this diagram. So this is about molecules. Siapa? Okay. Molecules remain in the atmosphere without escaping to outer space. What force acts between the molecules in the atmosphere and the earth? Anyone? Tu kat bawah. Anyone? What about this question? Sempat tak cari Google? Okay, we will look back at this question. Apa yang menyebabkan what force acts between the two molecules? The molecules in and the earth. Okay, and this one, okay, you see a moon revolving around the earth. The moon revolves around the earth without drifting away from its orbit. Dia tak pergi tempat lain lah. Dia keep on revolving. The earth exerts a pulling force on the moon. Does the moon also exert a force on the earth? What do you think? Kat bawah. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. What's the name of the force? Anyone?
Gravitational force.
Oh, dah belajar kan dari dulu. So all the answers for all the questions is gravitational force. Okay, so gravitational force. What is it? What is gravitational force? So if you look at these pictures, 4 pictures here, okay, these are examples of gravitational force. Okay. Okay, so gravitational force is known as universal force. Okay, sometimes we call it universal force. Sometimes we can describe it as gravitational force. Okay, why is it known as universal force? It's because it acts between any two bodies. So as long as we have two objects, okay, so the two object is in the universe, we say the two objects applies or has gravitational force. Okay, so is simple actually. Okay, so look at this first example. We have two bodies. The body is the earth and the moon. So because we have two bodies here, so there is gravitational force between the moon and the earth. Okay, the second diagram. Ni, this is a tree. So the tree is on the earth. So as long as we have two bodies, ada dua body kat sini. So there is a gravitational force. Now, what about an apple is placed next to an orange? So, since they are two bodies, so this is one body, this is another body. So, they have force between them, which is gravitational force. Same goes for this one. If you are standing right now pun lah, kalau awak berdiri sekarang in front of the computer, okay, sambil dengar saya punya kelas ni, so you are standing on the earth actually. So actually there are two bodies. So your body and the earth. So there is gravitational force acting. Right. So if you look at this diagram, so this is actually in the textbook. Okay, we have the sun and the earth. So the sun and the earth, okay, if you look at the sun and the earth, they are two bodies and there is gravitational force between the sun and the earth. Okay. Same goes for the earth, between the earth and the moon. Okay, because they are two bodies, there is also gravitational force between them. And the moon and the sun also. Okay, so faham lah Ada je dua body, there will be gravitational force. So kalau awak duduk bersebelahan dengan seorang lain pun, kejap. So itu pun akan menghasilkan gravitational force. Any question? Tak ada.
No.
Tak ada soalan. Dah 15 orang. Okay, not bad. Separuh lah kelas. Tak ada, separuh ada. Okay, so we'll continue. Okay, gravitational force exists between two bodies. So that is what we discussed just now. And then both bodies experience gravitational force of the same magnitude. So regardless of the size, okay, they both will experience gravitational force. Okay, now, why does a fallen leaf move towards the ground? Okay, so if you look at this, okay, so now what are the two bodies when a leaf move towards the ground? What are the two bodies for this? The leaf and
The leaf and the
ground.
ground.
Leaf and the ground or the leaf and the tree? Okay.
Leaf and ground.
Okay, very good. The leaf and the ground. Okay, well done. So both the leaf and the earth experience same gravitational force. So you must understand that. Okay? Same gravitational force. Maksudnya value dia sama. Okay, why? Okay? Now, this causes the leaf and the earth to move towards one another. Jadi sebenarnya when a leaf falling down, okay, when the leaf is falling down, actually the leaf is moving towards the earth, and the earth also is moving towards the leaf. So, however, as the mass of the earth is very much larger than the mass of the leaf, boleh bayang tak betapa bezanya mass of the leaf and the earth. Okay, so mass of the earth is very much larger, so gravitational force does not have an apparent effect on the earth's movement. So because of the size of the earth is very, very large. Okay, so the gravitational force does not have an apparent effect on the earth's movement. Yeah, so this one is important. Okay. Okay, why is that? Because of the mass very much larger. Therefore, we only observe the leaf falling to the ground. So, awak tak nampak lah seolah-olah bumi ni bergerak ke arah daun tu. Okay? Right. So, this is just emphasize. Okay, I emphasize again. Now, this is difference between gravitation and gravity. Okay, so before this, we always talk about gravitational acceleration, and so on and so forth. So gravitation is the force between any two bodies. Alright. Okay. So now next look at the relationship between two bodies. So we talk about the two bodies and we say any two bodies will have gravitational force. So what is the relationship between the two bodies? Okay. Kita ada dua body. So apa hubungan dia? Okay, first, the gravitational force is directly proportional to the product of the masses. Okay, what is product? Produk darab, hasil darab. So kita ada M1, ada M2. M1 times M2, M1 darab dengan M2 is directly proportional to the force. Okay, relationship number 2. Gravitational force is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the centers of the two bodies. Okay, so inversely proportional. Okay, and then okay, this is the what is it says. So nombor 1 tu M1 times M2 is directly proportional to the F, and F is inversely proportional to the R squared. Okay, so Newton's universal law of gravitation. Okay, from this relationship, we get Newton's universal law of gravitation. We get the law. So what's the law? Okay, this is the number 1 just now. Ini number 1. Okay, this one number 2, law number 2. So we combine the two laws. Okay, we get this. Okay, bila kita combine, kita dapat ni lah. Kan, biasa je lah kan. Ini ke atas, ini dekat bawah. So kita combinekan saja. So this is what we call as Newton's universal law of gravitation. Okay, next, what is the statement of Newton's universal law of gravitation? So if you can remember this, if you can write this one. So if you are asked, what is the statement of Newton's universal law of gravitation? So this is the answer. So you will say Newton's universal law of gravitation states that the force between two bodies proportional to the product of the masses of both bodies and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the centers of the two bodies. Okay, do you think you can write that one? Senang je kan? Tak ada masalah kan?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you have learned mathematics. Okay, macam mana you change this symbol? You change this symbol nak jadikan dia dengan equation. Okay, macam mana daripada gambar, daripada relationship tu nak jadi equation? Kita tambah. What is this? What is that, G? Ada tak G tu dalam ni?
Gravitational force.
G tu bukan gravitational force. Gravitational force is this one. This one is
Gravity constant.
G tu adalah constant. Okay, I want to hear the word constant. I want you to. Okay, so kenapa kita ada constant tu? Sebab kita nak ubahkan, kita nak ubah simbol hubungan ni nak jadi mathematical equation. So equation tak sama dengan relationship kan? Relationship is you cannot get any other numbers from relationship. So relationship is just telling you apa hubungan dia lah antara dua tu. Okay, tapi kalau sama dengan tu, okay, daripada relationship tu nak jadi sama dengan sekejap Sekejap.
Hello.
Aku ingat repair tadi.
Aku pula.
Ambil semua ke rumah kita main.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. Okay, sorry gangguan sekejap tadi.
Salam.
Okay, so kita nak tengok tadi how do we get this equation. So this equation is from this relationship. Okay, so kalau tengok relationship ni there is no G, tak ada G dekat sini. So this G is a constant. So we get G, okay, we put a constant, okay, to have an equation. So G is a gravitational constant. So the value is 6.67 times 10 to the power of negative 11. So do you need to memorize this one? So the answer is no, you don't need to. Okay, so if you are asked to calculate, you will be given this value. So how do we get G? How is this value determined? Okay, we do experiment. Not we lah, of course the scientists carry out experiment, and from few experiments they get this value. Okay, so that's the average of the G. Now, two bodies of masses M1 and M2 that are separated experience a gravitational force of F respectively. So this is what is meant by ni. Apa maksud formula ni? So formula ni, kita boleh kata formula ni mengatakan two bodies of masses M1 and M2 are separated by a distance R, experience a gravitational force of F respectively. Okay, so this one, ini statement dia. This formula explain like this. Okay, so this is an example of question. Okay, a rocket at the launching pad experiences a gravitational force of 4.98 times 10 to the power of 5 Newton. What is the mass of the rocket? Can you give me the answer? How do we answer this question? Saya kena panggil nama ke? Okay, apa yang kita kena buat dulu if we get this question?
Tulis formula.
Okay, good. Thank you. Siapa tu? Siapa tu? Farah. Okay, thank you Farah. Okay, cepat. Siapa dah tulis ataupun you all boleh tulis sekarang dekat dalam kertas and then you tunjuk dekat dalam screen you. Boleh?
Bawa keluar semua nombor-nombor macam gravitational force semua.
Okay, betul. Alamak, dapat jawapan pula. Okay, betul. Boleh tak saya nak tengok sikit awak punya ni. Tulislah dalam kertas. Tunjuk dekat screen tu your result. Boleh? Okay, dah
Boleh.
keluarkan nilai-nilai tu. Siapa nak tunjuk? Cepat. Dengan jawapan dengan jawapan sekali. Siapa betul nak bagi hadiah lah. Hantar Food Panda ni. Cepat dalam masa 1 minit dari sekarang. Nak apa? Nanti Food Panda hantarkan. 1 minit dari sekarang. Ada tak yang jawab? Okay, 50 saat. 40 seconds. Ni betul-betul nak bagi hadiah ni. Dia tak jumpa.
Cikgu
Ah,
kejap.
30 seconds. Come on, show me the answers. Or maybe you can type. Tapi type susah sikit lah sebab awak nak buat power off tu kan. Come on. 20 seconds. Seorang je budak lelaki yang ada. Yang lain semua tak ada Okay. Alif je ada. Yang lain tak ada. Siapa ni? Okay, 10 seconds. 5 4. Cepat nak bagi hadiah ni. Nak makan apa? Siapa dapat tu? Iman Naziha. Okay, Iman. Bacakan sikit, Iman. Oh, bagus. Clear. 6. Bacakan, Iman. Saya cikgu lelaki. Awak cikgu? Adam. Yelah, Adam. Ya, okey, Adam. Okay, terima kasih ada respon. Okey, Iman. Bacakan, Iman. Cepat, Iman. 6. Iman, buka mic. Clear dah gambar Iman tu. Saya nampak. Okay. So, your answer is 6 point. Mana jawapan awak?
Tak ada jawapan lagi dah sempat cikgu tu sudah sangat.
Okay. Iman cepat Iman. Kira calculator. 10. Ke ada orang lain dah ada jawapan? Hantar apa kat awak ni? Domino. Nak apa? Boleh bagi tahu saya nak apa? Okay. Cepat saya bagi Chan 10. 9. 8. Izati ke? Umaira ke? Tak nak cuba? Ke dah ada jawapan? Malu-malu. 5. 4. Come on. 3. 2. 1. Tak ada. So, thank you Iman. Bagus dah tu. Cuma tak ada jawapan lagi. Betul dah tu Iman buat. Okay, cuma nak kena ada jawapan lah. How do you get the answer? You masukkan dalam formula. Apa Iman buat tadi? Iman buat tadi, what did you see just now from Iman's work? Nah, semua nampak tak Iman buat apa tadi? Dia pick out formulas kan? Dia keluarkan semua formula which is very good. Okay, awak memang kena buat ni dalam exam. Okay, if you don't do this, it's quite hard lah because we have so many information. Okay, well done Iman. Next. Tapi saya nak jawapan lah kan. So next, apa yang kita buat lepas kita dah keluarkan ataupun gariskan semua value-values ni? You can use calculator to write the answer lah. So you write the answer like this. Okay, gravitational force. Awak tulislah dulu ni formula. Tulis tak? Buat. Okay, lepas tulis. So what the question, apa soalan nak? Soalan nak distance between the center of the earth and the center of the rocket. Okay, no, that's not the question. Soalan nak apa? What is the mass? So soalan nak yang mana? So awak buat je lah. Awak nak M1 tu sebagai apa? Awak katalah M1 tu, you want M1 to be the mass of the earth. Okay, so this is M1. Jadi M2 tu, katalah M2 tu you want it to be the mass of rocket. So you rearrange the formula. Bila awak dah rearrange the formula, awak dapatlah M2 equals to FR squared over G M1. So bila awak dapat ni, and then awak masukkan nilai-nilai. So dah masukkan these values, awak tekan calculator, you will get the answer. Okay, saya nak tunjuk lah cara tekan kalkulator tu. Okay, bila tekan kalkulator tu, pastikan tekan betul-betul lah. So, saya suka kalkulator macam ni. You mungkin ada kalkulator yang sikit. Okay, that's how I write. Okay, saya guna E for 5. Tak payahlah saya nak tekan 1, 0. Salah. Tu masa apa lagi? Banyak kan satu empat. Ada 4 pun dia nak tekan. Saya tekan E saja.
Cinta error.
Nampak tak tu? Okay, lepas tu tekan sama dengan. Sebab soalan ni senang tau. Tapi student selalu dapat salah. Kenapa? Okay, sebab dia tekan kalkulator tu salah. Jadi kena ada good practice lah. This one Okay, tengok saya guna E saja. E, negative 11, negative 11. Okay, tekan equation dulu. Tekan sama dengan dulu. Dan baru buat bahagi lagi satu. Okay. So hopefully everyone knows how to semua orang tahu tekan kalkulator. Cuma kena lebih hati-hati lah. Okay, so this is the answer. Berapa tu? 5.0. Apa tu? Siapa boleh jawab tu? Boleh baca tak tu? Apa jawapannya tu?
5.0746727764.
Okay, kalau kita buat dalam standard form, tahu tak macam mana tu? Nak tukarkan ni kepada standard form. .07 times 10 to the power of 4. Okay. Yes, itu adalah standard form. Times 10 to the power of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5. Okay. So, itu jawapan dia. 5.07 times 10 to the power of 4 kg. Okay, next time boleh cuba lagi supaya dia dah lama tak bagi student hadiah kan? So, nak bagi student hadiah lah ni. Okay, so kalau kita di sekolah, if you are in the lab, we will do activity 3.2. Okay, apa activity 3.2 suruh? Activity 3.2 ask you, okay, the aim is to solve problems involving Newton's universal law of gravitation for two bodies at rest on the earth. Okay. So actually the instruction is, okay, you dengan kawan ada buat pairing. Awak pilih seorang kawan and then dua-dua timbang mass. Timbang the masses of the two students. Okay, awak timbang mass awak. And then kawan awak punya mass awak letak kat sini. What's the masses? And then the two of you buat jarak antara dua orang tu sama 2 meter ataupun lepas tu ulang balik dengan 4 meter berapa bacaan dia. And then awak ulang buat the same activity with another student. Okay. Of course the other student will have different mass. So kita nak tengok ada beza tak this value. Okay, so sebabkan kita tak ada di maktab, kita tak ada di makmal. So this is a simulation. Okay, tengok saya tunjuk. Okay, sekarang ni katalah ini seorang kawan. Okay, kawan ni 60 kg. Right? So first 60 kg. Hello? Kenapa?
Cikgu tu cakap-cakap tak dengar.
Okay tak? Halu. Assalamualaikum. Dia ini masih bunyi. Okay. So you can okay, this one I use fact simulator. Okay, you can just Google and go this one. This one is Colorado University Colorado. Okay, so and then what happened if we we change the distance dari 4, so this is the distance, and then we get a new force. Okay, 1.25 times 10 to the power negative 8. So letaklah kat sini. Right, and then we repeat the activity with different methods. Okay. So kalau ada buat, we use the simulation, so we get the values. So actually dalam kelas kita buat ni, kita kena formula kat sini dia bagi terus. Okay. So when we get this, so now after you have done this activity in the class, katalah awak buat ni dalam makmal. Okay, so you have done this. So you get these values. Semua dengar ke suara saya? Hello?
Dengar.
Okay, now, so
Dengar
when we get these answers, we get these values. So now we can answer this question. So the first question, how do the masses of two bodies influence the gravitational force between them? Nampak tak ada beza bila ada mass? Bila mass berbeza. So mana mass berbeza? This one. So what happen when mass is higher? Yang ni constant lah kan? Okay, yang ni, this one. When mass higher, what happened to the force?
Higher.
Okay, so when we have higher masses, so we will have higher gravitational force. Second question, what is the effect of distance between two bodies? Ada tak effect if you change the distance between the two bodies? So tengoklah dua data ni. Kalau the distance is only 2 meters, you punya value is 7 times 10 to the power negative 8. Kalau the distance is 4, the values becomes 1.75. So what can you say? The higher the distance,
the smaller the force.
exactly. Well done. Woohoo. Okay, siapa tu? Okay.
Umairah cikgu.
Tahu dah suara Maira kan? Daripada form 1 suara dia gitu. Okay. Number 3. Why is the magnitude of gravitational force between you and your partner small? Kenapa awak tengok kawan awak dengan kawan awak kita buat aktiviti tu kan? So why is the gravitational force? Alah, to the power negative 8. Kecil kan tu? Kalau kita buat dalam 5.5 ni, kita jadikan dia dalam bentuk perpuluhan, awak letak 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Betapa kecilnya, tak sampai 1 pun. Kenapa small? Anyone? So adalah saya bagi dah jawapannya kan? Okay, so it's more relative because our masses is more relative to the earth. Okay, so daripada the activity, we make conclusion. So what's the conclusion? So this is the first conclusion. Okay, apa dia kata? The larger the mass of the body, the larger the gravitational force. Okay, so sekarang ni awak kena tahu lah anak panah ni represent the values of the gravitational force. Okay, and then the second conclusion we can make, the gravitational force decreases when distance increases. Betul lah kan? Makin jauh jarak dia, macam awak ada magnet juga kan? Kan bila awak letak magnet tu jauh-jauh, the strength of the magnets weaken kan? Tapi kalau dia closer together, they are stronger. Okay, so that's all for today. Senang je kan? Interesting topic, betul tak? Okay, so ada sebab kenapa kita belajar this topic. Okay, we want to answer this question tapi tak jawab lagi ni. Belum menjawab lagi. Kita baru jawab this statement. Apa? Okay. Yang lain kita belum habis lagi. Ada banyak, ada sambungan. Okay. So now you will be able to state Newton's universal law of gravitation. Apa Newton universal law of gravitation? Bahasa Melayu dia semesta kan. Gravity apa? Hukum graviti semesta. So apa dia? What is the statement of Newton's universal law? Boleh sebut? So hopefully you can answer that. Panjang betul, dalam exam pun kena jawab panjang lah kan. Yang panjang-panjang tu apa dia? Boleh jawab. Kalau duduk seorang, so Newton's gravitational law, Newton's universal law of gravitation states that apa dia? Kalau saya tanya apa dia what is the panjang pula dia punya. What is Newton's law of gravitation? Awak terus bayangkan apa? Awak bayangkan huruf F, ada simbol apa? Directly proportional, and then ada simbol M1, ada simbol M2, ada simbol R2. Awak just mention je. Apa awak mention? The gravitational force is directly proportional to the, cepat-cepat sambung ayat saya ni. Directly proportional to the product of the two masses, but inversely proportional to
the square of the distance
between the two
bodies.
Senang je. Awak jawab dalam bahasa awak faham. Awak tak payah hafal pun. Tak payah hafal. Jangan hafal. Fahamkan. Fahamkan apa yang kita cerita-cerita panjang tadi sampai buat aktiviti semua tu kan. Okay. So itu saja untuk minggu ni. Make sure you update your notebook ataupun sebab untuk kegunaan masa depan lah kan. Tak nak buat, it's up to you kan. Awak yang nak SPM nanti like next year. So kalau awak susah-susah sekarang, nanti dah tahun depan bersenang-senang lah kan. Ada banyak masa untuk awak buat revision and so whatsoever. Okay, and don't forget to answer the question in the assignment. Okay, kenapa assignment tu penting? Awak dah experience last time. Ingat tak PNG banyak ambil markah daripada apa? Daripada tugasan online. Betul tak? So, jangan nanti at the end of the day next year, barulah cikgu boleh tak saya nak tambah markah PNG semua? Tak best lah kan? Baik kita tunjukkan yang kita deserve it. Tak payahlah merayu-rayu yang kita tak layak pun tapi kita merayu-rayu. Tak best lah. Nanti awak terbawa-bawa perangai tu sampai ketua kan? Okay? So itu saja. Do you have any question to ask?
No.
Tak ada question. Okay. So saya lah ada question. Question saya dalam assignment tu. So sila jawab assignment tu. So see you when I see you. Alright? So next week make sure ada yang dapat hadiah lah. Okay. Good job Iman and Farah hari ni menjawab, Umairah, and then ada a few juga yang suara-suara yang saya tak perasan tadi. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kita tangguh dengan tasbih kafarah surah Al-As. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Okay, most welcome. Okay, don't forget ada masa free sembahyang duha kan? Tolong mak kat rumah, jangan study saja tak nak tolong mak. Please tolong mak kan. Apa guna duduk rumah tapi tak memudahkan mak ayah kan? Okay. So ini semuanya ujian lah So semoga semua orang berjaya dalam ujian kehidupan ni. Okay, bye-bye. Assalamualaikum.
Bye cikgu.
Bye cikgu.
Baik ke?